Since I uploaded Anonymous's story a few days ago, I've received an overwhelming response from concerned people um, expressing their sympathy and their support for Anonymous. I just wanted to say thank you for those people that have expressed their sympathies, and I just want to let Anonymous know publicly that she is loved and supported by hundreds of people around the country. Today's story is very similar to Anonymous's. This person has requested that I only use her first name. She has given me permission to tell her story, and her name is Lydia, and this is Lydia's story. When I was a freshman at Bob Jones University, I was raped during Christmas break. I didn't want to tell anyone what had happened, because that meant remembering the night all over again. So I just went back to school and tried not to talk to anyone. Eventually, a friend of mine, who I had gone to high school with, figured it out, and she told me that I should talk to my dorm counselor. My counselor was easy to talk to, and we eventually became friends and spoke about my situation less and less. I began to discover, through our conversations, that she had a lot of questions about her faith, and not trivial questions either. We started talking about her questions, about how it is not about lists, or about looking a certain way, or acting a certain way, or listening to a particular type of music, or wearing certain clothes. Christianity is about a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, a real relationship where He chooses you, and that answers your heart's pleading. Pick me, choose me, love me. His choosing causes my heart to rest, and a resting heart can choose Him back. Not because it was forced to, not because someone told me that's what I should do. My heart can choose of its own free will. And when there's a real relationship, God pulls everything else into place. The fruit or works, or whatever you wish to call it, naturally flow out of a relationship with Jesus. You don't need a checklist. What I didn't know about my friendship with the dorm counselor was that the administration of Bob Jones University had asked her to report back on our conversations. She told them everything I said, everything about what happened over Christmas, all of our talks about her questions, everything. The administration became very concerned about me. My dormitory supervisor called me into a meeting and told me that I was being put on spiritual probation and assigned to a different counselor. She said that she thought I was lying about what happened to me, and that if I continued to lie, I would be given demerits. I felt betrayed by my friend. I had said these things to her in confidence, believing that I was in a safe environment where the details of the worst thing that has ever happened to me would be kept private. When I confronted her about it, she explained that reporting counseling sessions was standard procedure at Bob Jones. And when she had been reluctant to share our conversations with the administration, they had reminded her of her contract, basically threatening to fire her. My friend, the dorm counselor, suggested that I go back to the dorm supervisor, who was a staff member paid by the university, and try to clear things up. I told her that I would only go with a witness. The next meeting was more of the same. My dormitory supervisor called me a liar and told me to report for counseling next week. Soon after that, my friend, the dormitory counselor, was called into a meeting with the dean of students at that time, and all of the dormitory supervisors were present. She was told that she could not talk to me anymore. A few days later, my dorm supervisor called me to her office to ask how I was doing in class. I had been in the hospital for 2 weeks for surgery, and the dorm supervisor also wanted to confront me about watching movies during that time. These movies were given to me by a graduate assistant, and I only watched them when my mother was present in the room. my dormitory supervisor also said to let her know if there was anything she could do to help me catch up on my schoolwork. The very next night, my mother showed up at my dorm room and informed me that I had been expelled from Bob Jones University. I went to my supervisor's room to ask what it was all about, and she replied, quote, "Oh, I guess you heard," end quote. I replied, "Yes, and now I would like to know from you what it's about, if you don't mind." She explained that a week ago there had been a meeting with the deans, the assistant deans, and all the supervisors where it was decided that I would be expelled. She then told me that she was very sorry that I had wasted such a wonderful spiritual opportunity, and that if I wished to return, I would need to show considerable spiritual growth and provide the witness of an upstanding pastor. I'm not sure if they wanted a bar graph of my progress, or a pie chart, or before and after photos, or what. When I asked for the reason I was being asked to leave, her only response was that I should already know. To this day, I have not been given an explanation why I was kicked out of Bob Jones. I had 0 demerits when I was expelled in the middle of the night and only allowed 15 minutes to be off campus. Even if I had lied about something, it would have not amounted to enough demerits to expel me. Bob Jones University simply did not like me. My dorm counselor friend was perfect. She was the cardboard cutout of what they wished every student would be. She was a second-generation BJU student, a missionary kid. She made good grades, went on extension every week, was a who's who on her senior year, played every sport, was vice president of her society, had been an RA, and was now a dorm counselor. She was the ultimate Boge. And I single-handedly made her question the teachings of Bob Jones and of fundamentalism. And Bob Jones University expelled me to shut me up. That was Lydia's actual words. Her story is not surprising. Bob Jones doesn't like people that question their authority, question their teachings. I've heard over and over again from victims that they were not believed, that they were told they were liars. So it's not surprising what happened to her. I would like to tell Lydia, you are loved, you are believed, and that I'm glad that you've escaped Bob Jones, escaped fundamentalism. I'm sorry for how it happened, but you are free. You are free to love God and to experience true Christianity and experience His overwhelming grace outside of the judgmental attitudes of fundamentalism. I hope that you've been able to work through the horrible things that happened to you during Christmas break so many years ago. If you're in the Greenville area still, please contact JVC. They are a great resource. Contact Grace or contact Rain. They will all be glad to help you.